Hey, what's up, guys? It's Jordan Criddle from mixedbyjordan.com, back with another video. This is a session from a artist that I record named Kodak Carter. He is a local artist here in the Kansas City area. I'll put his information in the description box. And this song is called What Kind of Woman? So the purpose of this video is to show you some of the steps that I take whenever I first approach a mix. Before I start adding EQ, compression to individual tracks, I want to walk you through what I do prior to that. So first and foremost, I'll let you hear the song. I'll play the first verse into the first hook, and then I will go into depth on those things. Yeah, listen. She was just a girl living in her own sweet world. I tried to figure her out, but I didn't know what she was about. Took me by surprise by the look in her eyes. I saw something I thought was special, but it wasn't. The way she looked at me was like ecstasy. She was giving me the eye, yeah. And so I spoke to her in my own style. This is what I said. I said, what kind of woman are you? What kind of woman are you? All right, so so those are the raw vocals going through the Aventone CV12 straight into the Apollo Twin using the Neve 1073 Unison Pre. I'll show you what I've done to this mix so far, and it's got me, 70-80% of the way there already. So if I zoom in on this lead vocal, the first thing that I went through and did was take out or reduce the breaths in between his phrases. So as you can see here, everywhere that there was a breath, I went in and chopped and reduced it from anywhere from -15 to -18 dB, just to ensure that the breaths aren't going to be hitting the compressor, which would bring them out. Obviously the goal of a compressor is to reduce the loud parts to bring up the softer parts. And I find that a lot of young engineers don't take a look at the breaths, and they start to come up in volume, and everything just starts to sound really sloppy. So the first thing I always do is go in and either reduce the breaths, or depending on the song, I'll actually just cut them out. So I did that on the lead vocals. On the background vocals, I actually went in and just chopped them out. So that was step one for me. Step two is routing. So I have the 2-track instrumental routed to the music bus. Then I have the lead vocals, what's up here in yellow, routed to this lead track. The main chorus vocals routed to hook lead. And then everything below that are the background vocals and harmonies. And I have those routed to the BGV track. So I'll bounce over to the mix window. BGV, the hook lead, and the lead vocal buses, I have those routed to Vox, which is over here. So this is where all of the vocals will end up. Okay, so the music is coming here, the vocals are coming here, then all of my effects that I will be using on this record, just delays, reverbs, and a chorus effect routed to this EFX. So these 3 buses are routed to the submix. Okay. So I take care of that routing so that way I'm able to treat my two bus. Again, I do that prior to going in and mixing the individual files. Um, so what's going on the two bus? Let's mute the plugins that I have going on right now and play a portion of this again. Don't hurt in my own style. This is what I said. What kind of woman are you? I'll play with those activated one more time. Don't hurt in my own style. This is what I said. What kind of woman are you? All right, so let's go in and check these out individually. So the first thing I have going on is the Slate VMR. I'm using the VCC that's set to like a SSL G channel. The second plugin is just kind of like a saturation plugin where I'm able to boost some of the high end rather than in volume. It's just, again, adding a little bit of harmonic distortion to the high end to, for your ear to perceive that it's louder. But it's doing it in a very pleasant way. So very subtle on the high end boost as well as the low end boost. I'll play a quick before and after so you can kind of see what's going on there. Don't hurt in my own style. This is what I said. What kind of woman? So you could kind of feel the kick drum punching a little bit harder. You could feel the track kind of getting taller. At least that's how I perceive it. Getting some of that high end lift and a little bit of sizzle. A little bit of presence in the upper mids and high end. So that's what that plugin is doing. And then I have a little EQ going on after that, which the high filter set to 12K, boosting 0.61 dB. The upper mid set to 4K, boosting not even 0.6 dB. The low mids I'm set to 400. And I'm knocking out 1 dB there. And then the low filter is not engaged, neither is the high pass or low pass. Sometimes with these, I'll actually gently set them, which, hey, I might do that now. So to basically 20K and 30 Hertz. So before and after on the EQ. Don't hurt in my own style. This is what I said. What kind of woman are you? So very, very, very subtle. If you're not listening on a good pair of headphones or studio monitors, you may not even hear the difference. But it's a combination of these subtle movements that get you to where you're, the finished result that you're wanting to be at as a mixing engineer. So yeah, so that's the Slate VMR. Next, I'm using a little bit of compression with the SSL comp. So I have it set to the fastest release, a medium-ish attack. A lot of times I'll open it up even more. Slow it down some, but I was feeling the vibe on that medium attack. Then I set the threshold to where I'm getting a little bit of gain reduction, 4-to-1 ratio. And I really like adding compression prior to like starting to mix vocals and whatnot, because the compression on the two bus actually helps lift the vocals up in the mix a little bit. So it's, again, helping make the work down the road easier for you. So here's before and after. Don't hurt in my own style. This is what I said. What kind of woman So kind of glues everything together a little bit. It's giving the overall mix a little bit of punch, and again, kind of popping out that mid-range, bringing the vocals a little bit more up front. So really like what the SSL is doing. After that, I'm going with the Pultec EQ, and this is really more for tone than shaping. I'm not boosting anything in the high end, and a very, very minimal boost at 30 hertz on the low end. So yeah, with the Pultec, you're gonna get that character, and I really love the sound of it. Kind of just makes it a little bit thicker, brings that low mid together in a nice way. So yeah, I usually add that to my mixes. Don't hurt in my own style. This is what I said. I said, what kind of woman are you? So just, to me, I perceive it as just a sweetener. It just makes it feel a little bit more like, I don't know, honey or something. So after that, I'm going with the virtual tape machines. It's a tape emulation plugin from Slate Digital. And this, again, is just another form of compression, gluing everything together. Giving it, a particular vibe. It's kind of an old school vibe. I feel like this is an old school song. So yeah, before and after. Don't hurt in my own style. This is what I said. I said, what kind of woman are you? And that's actually set to the default settings. The only thing that I did to this was lower the input, which gained or raised the output a little bit. So yeah, those are the default settings. And that's typically what I do. And then I'll run everything into a limiter to get an overall volume. I will either use the Pro L from FabFilter, or I also like the FGX from Slate Digital. And yeah, I'll mix into that. After I set my 2-bus, then I'll go in and start mixing individual files, getting creative and whatnot. Let me know what you think. Comment below if you have any questions or tips that will even help me out. Again, I'm new to this as far as making videos and whatnot, so I'd love to hear your feedback. Also, I could also make another video showing, how I went in and mixed this whole record. So if you'd like to see that, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below. Definitely appreciate the support. If you have any questions or need any of my services, check me out at mixedbyjordan.com. Send me an email at booking@mixedbyjordan.com. Love to hear from you. And yeah, catch you next time. Peace. This is what I said. I said, what kind of woman